Steve wants to know, will Emyr Huws ever play for us again? Class player who would probably get a John Walk-esque goals total from midfield in League One, but seems to be very fragile. Andy, will Emyr Huws ever play for Ipswich again?
I think he will. That doesn't in any way mean that he will consistently play for Ipswich Town again and get a John Walk-esque goals total from midfield, but I think he'll play again. But what a loss he's been. Like, he's not a factor, is he? And it's so sad because he could, in League One, he could be like that. In the Championship, he is something that Ipswich don't really have and haven't had, perhaps until Teddy's been back fit again. That bit of drive, connecting both boxes together, good on the ball. But yeah, it's
I think he's different to Teddy in many ways. Teddy's more of a dribbler. He's more of a ball carrier. Emyr, he's the box-to-box midfielder that they've lacked. I think he can do it going both ways. He's had a bit of physicality about him. He's the sort of arrive late, score goals.
Kind of a Tommy Miller type.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Such a loss. I was having a look at his stats actually because I saw this pop into the mailbag. He played 13 games during the loan spell. 13 games in 3 months, all starts. Then they hand him a 4-year contract, which is unprecedented for Ipswich. Normally it's the standard is 2 years plus the option. So they're obviously that desperate to get him. 4-year deal, and we're halfway into that now, and he's made 3 starts. 3 starts, and he keeps coming back, plays the odd under-23 game, he gets back out on the grass, as they say, and they just keep saying, he's got a puffy knee, his knee's puffed up, he's not quite ready, he's had a setback, and it's really worrying.
It is worrying, because I don't think he's actually played a 23s game. We're talking September, October time since one of those as well. Very sad.
Could be a lesson learnt there in terms of, especially now we've seen with John Walters this season and Will Keane, and do Ipswich, have they had their fingers burnt too many times now with injury-prone players, and the 2-3 years they've had with injuries now? I think they'll need to really be extra vigilant with their medicals and look at people's injury records and think, we can't afford to, money is going to be tighter than ever before. They can't afford to waste money on risks like that anymore.
But they've almost been pushed themselves down their own path there, in terms of, if you want a player of Emyr Huws' ability on the budget that Ipswich have, you have to take the gamble on the sort of the potential that
if those players didn't have those injury records, Ipswich Town won't be signing them. And
same with Will Keane. Will Keane wouldn't have been here on loan if he hadn't been injured for 2 years. And he may well be. We've talked about him actually being, this injury actually making him more attainable for Ipswich on a permanent basis, because he's not going to be able to showcase himself to the Championship for the next 6 weeks, perhaps, and not able to score those goals, and others might look at him and think he's an injury risk. Might make him more attainable for Ipswich, but like you've just said, it would be an almighty gamble if you take that take that risk.
Will Emyr Huws ever play again for Ipswich? We've got to say yes, haven't we? He's got 2 years left on a contract, but when that will be, I don't know. I can't. Is he going to be ready for the start of next season?
That would be the big marker for me. If
sound the klaxon like a new